Noticing does not obligate our action. Clarity does not require a response. Awareness does not demand healing. Naming is the first repair. Before the system is asked to hold more, before the system is asked to sit with truth, we offer it something first. Permission to stay with nothing required. You're listening to Reweaving Systems from Nervous to Regulated. I'm Jana Shalom, educator, multidimensional weaver, and your real-time nervous system master regulator. This is not a podcast. This is an attunement lab and the audible expression of a living transmission called Weaving Legacy. Here we move through a living sequence, a truth that shakes something loose. Then the pause. Feel our bodies, the bracing, the breath, the return. We don't regulate perfectly, we regulate together. And once we're back with ourselves, we name the systems that taught us to disconnect in the first place. Because programs don't change people. Regulated people change people. This is where we shift from the survival spiral to the reinhabiting spiral, where we learn to come home to ourselves in real time, where the sanctuary garden door opens from the inside. If your nervous system has been waiting for a place to relax into truth at a pace that it actually needs, then welcome home. This is the voice of a living lineage. Let the transmission call us back into our bodies. Let the weaving root into our daily lives. This is Reweaving Systems from Nervous to Regulated. I'm Jana Shalom. You're listening to Season 0, Episode 5, part of our second Moonloom arc, Orientation Without Self-Erasure. And this episode arrives on the new moon, a time for beginnings without demands and a threshold without expectations. Today's episode is called Nothing is Required. And if you've not done so yet, I invite you to download the free Attunement Companion Guide to sit beside you while you listen to the episode. You can find that at weavinglegacy.com underneath the podcast tab. In the first arc, we oriented to naming the nervous system itself so that we could begin to build a relationship with her. We named survival, and we restored dignity to the brace. That's our body's response in real time. We remembered that regulation is a relationship. It's not a performance. And this arc continues that work because arc 2 is not an escalation. Arc 2 is stabilization. Here, the nervous system is allowed to see clearly, without abandoning itself. Many of us were taught that awareness comes with obligation, that once we notice something, we must respond. We must change something, we must fix it, we must do something different. Act. This episode interrupts that reflex because awareness on its own is not a command. Noticing does not obligate our action. Clarity does not require a response. Awareness does not demand healing. Naming is the first repair. The nervous system is allowed to see and remain exactly where it is. This is not avoidance. This is safety. Before the system is asked to hold more, before the system is asked to sit with truth, we offer it something first. Permission to stay with nothing required. I'm going to offer a poetic piece that I wrote not as instruction, not as motivation, but as companionship. Let it land wherever it lands. I've titled this piece, So Can We. If the sun can rise each morning and shine through every type of weather, so can we. If the moon can move through phases and still return whole, so can we. If the stars can burst into 1,000,000 galaxies without asking anyone's permission, so can we. If clouds can shift their shape into anything we can imagine, so can we. If lightning can strike and then soften until stillness, so can we. If trees can bend without breaking when life hits at 75 miles per hour, so can we. If a rose can bud and bloom while still bearing thorns, so can we. And if grass can be softened by dew at both dusk and dawn, so can we. If sand can turn to mud and then return to itself again, so can we. If rocks, simply by just being, can withstand every element thrown at them, so can we. And if earth, war-torn and wounded, can still regenerate with breathtaking beauty, so can we. Let's pause just for one breath. Notice what this poem did not ask of us. It did not ask us to improve. It did not ask us to decide anything. It did not ask us to move. It placed us back inside belonging for simply just being. This is what Arc 2 protects. The moment where awareness turns into pressure. That reflex says, now that I see this, I should probably do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But what we're saying is different. Noticing does not demand action. And let's let that sit with us. If something became clearer today, it does not require a response. Orientation alone is enough for now. There is no finish line. There's only return. And return is a practice. It's not a performance. And our threading for today has come to a close. Nothing more is needed. Orientation alone is enough for now. This is how the nervous system learns it can stay. Join us for our next episode of Season 0. This will be episode 6, and it's titled, Intensity is Not the Problem. It will be arriving on the first quarter moon, February 24th. Together we'll explore how intensity can exist without becoming pathology, meaning something's wrong with us, and how we can be inside of an experience while still witnessing the experience. Thank you so much for joining me today. Till we leave again. You just moved through Reweaving Systems from Nervous to Regulated, the Nervous System Attunement Lab, where regulation happens in real time, where we take a breath, we feel our bodies, not perfectly, but honestly. We notice what shifted, what softened, what resisted, what came online even for a moment. If something stirred awake today, that isn't a sign that you're done. That's a sign that you're practicing the slow, steady work of returning to yourself. This work moves in spirals, not straight lines. We don't regulate once, we return again and again. Each time a little deeper, each time with a little bit more permission. And if today pushed you past your edges, that's part of the path. Edges are where remembering begins. This isn't content we're moving through. This is a living frequency, a lineage-held transmission that reshapes us as we walk it. To keep walking the path of somatic knowing, mythic remembering, and lineage weaving, meet us at Journey the Weave on Substack. And for deeper embodiment and spirit-born insight, enter Journey the Spirit Weave, our paid Substack tiered. Remember, our bodies are not the problem. Our nervous systems are not the obstacle. They are portals we are relearning how to trust. And if just one of us practices coming home to ourselves, systems begin to change. We'll see each other at the next episode. Until we weave again.